Hello everyone, and if you're watching this video right now, it means you really were at the right time and in the right place, because today we're going to sort out the strangest, most frightening, and most mysterious secrets of the new update 34.0 in Melon Playground. And to be honest, the longer I explored the ocean, the more I had a feeling that this map was not as simple as it seemed at first glance, and that the developers had clearly hidden a lot more in it than we see now. This video needs to be watched to the very end, because every next fact will become more creepy and strange, and at the end I will share a theory that can completely change your understanding of the endless ocean map. And perhaps after that you will never be able to look at the ocean in Melon Playground the same way as before. So make yourself comfortable, like it if you like secrets and riddles, and let's get started without further ado. The first and most obvious, but at the same time the most important secret is related to the ocean map itself, because the more time you spend on the endless ocean map, the more you start to notice that it looks too strange for an ordinary underwater map. If you look closely at your surroundings, especially as you descend deeper and deeper, you begin to see a huge amount of debris that does not look like natural shapes at all. These are not just stones or rocks. These are structures with smooth edges, right angles, platforms, walls, and columns that look like it was built once. At some point, I had a strong feeling that there had never been an ocean here before, but there was a huge city full of life, buildings, and streets, but then something happened to it, and it completely went underwater. And the deeper you go, the more such debris becomes, as if the upper layers of the ocean are just water and scenery, and the real story is hidden below, where it is dark and scary. It's very similar to real life, because in our world the ocean has only been explored by a couple of percent, and no one knows exactly what lies at the bottom of it. And Melon Playground conveys this feeling of the unknown very coolly. Write in the comments, have you noticed these strange ruins too, or did it seem to you that it was just an ordinary background? And now the second secret that really bothered me personally, because this is no longer just debris, but a specific structure, and now you are just seeing the image that I took while exploring the map. When I was floating on the ocean floor, amidst the darkness and fog, I noticed a strange structure that looked like a huge platform with columns. And in the center of this structure was a gray object that strongly resembles a monument to Melon, or some kind of statue. I've been looking at this place for a long time, and to be honest, I didn't fully understand what it was, but it looks as suspicious as possible because it stands out too much against the background of the entire map. Firstly, this structure looks too symmetrical. Secondly, the object in the center is clearly placed there intentionally, not accidentally. And thirdly, it feels like it has a meaning around this place. There is a theory that this may be either a monument to the ancient Melons who once lived in this city, or a memorial after some disaster that led to the flooding of the entire map. And the most interesting thing is that such objects are usually not added just as decorations, especially on this scale. So I have a feeling that in future updates this place may become an important point, perhaps an interactive secret event, or even an achievement will be added there. The third secret is the craziest of all, because if it's real, then it could be the first hidden way to get coins directly on the endless ocean map. And it wasn't me who found this secret, but one of my subscribers. He wrote to me that while exploring the ocean, he allegedly came across a sunken chest, which at first looked like an ordinary decoration, but after he clicked on it several times, the number of coins on his account increased. It sounds, of course, very strange, and even unrealistic, and I'll be honest right away, I haven't been able to find this chest myself yet, no matter how much I searched, but the ocean is huge. And there is still a chance that such a secret really exists. Perhaps this is a very rare spawn, perhaps a bug, or perhaps a hidden test from the developers, which is not yet available to all players. If this chest really exists, it may mean that Melon Playground has started adding real hidden rewards for exploring maps, and this is a very important moment for the future of the game. So if you suddenly find something similar, be sure to write about it in the comments, because together we can figure out if it's true or not. If you really stop now, exhale, and look at update 34.0 in its entirety, it becomes clear that this update is not at all about adding a map and forgetting. Endless ocean feels like a foundation, like a billet for something much bigger than we are seeing right now. This is the rare case when a map looks intentionally large, empty in places, and even a little scary, and this is its main strength. The developers clearly didn't make it just for the sake of beauty. It was created in such a way that over time it would be filled with new meanings, objects, and mechanics. And all the secrets that we've sorted out today fit perfectly into this idea. The theory that there used to be a city in the place of the ocean seems more and more logical the more time you spend on the map. Fragments of buildings, strange structures, fragments of walls and shapes that do not look natural create a sense of a destroyed civilization. These are not just random decorations, but elements that seem to be specially placed so that the player starts asking questions. Why are they here? What happened? Why was it all underwater? And most importantly, why did the developers decide to show it right now, exactly in this form, without explaining anything directly? It feels like we've only been given the first page of the story, and everything else is yet to come. A strange structure with a gray object that looks like a monument or statue of Melon deserves special attention. It looks too unusual to be an ordinary decoration. Such things always catch the eye because they stand out from the overall visual style of the map. It seems like it's some kind of iconic place, perhaps a remnant of an ancient complex, laboratory, or even a symbol of something important to the world of the game. And the most interesting thing is that the game does not explain what it is in any way, leaving room for imagination. It is these elements that usually become the key points of lore in the future, when developers begin to gradually reveal the history of the world. The story of the chest and coins, even if it turns out to be unconfirmed, also fits perfectly into the endless ocean concept. The very fact that players are starting to search for hidden objects, share their findings, and experiment already suggests that the map works exactly as intended. The ocean is huge, dark, and poorly explored, and it is logical to assume that rare or unique things may be hidden in it. Perhaps these are just rumors now, but very often it is with such rumors that real discoveries begin. And it's possible that in the future, developers will actually add hidden rewards, achievements, or events related to the depths of the ocean. The most important feeling from the 34.0 update is the feeling of the unknown. Melon Playground used to be more of a sandbox without a story, where you just experiment. Now there is a feeling of a world that has a past, secrets, and understatement. The deeper you dive, the more intense the tension becomes. The darker the water, the stranger the surroundings, the darker the atmosphere. It's almost like exploring a restricted area where you don't know what you're going to see next. And this feeling is very catchy, especially when you realize that you see only a small part of what may appear later. Logically speaking, many of the new mechanics in 34.0 look like preparations for future updates. Depth and pressure sensors, underwater rooms with air, sealed connections, all these are too complex systems to exist just for one version. They look like a base for future underwater stations, laboratories, missions, or even emergency situations. Perhaps later there will be areas where it will be impossible to survive without the right equipment, or events related to depressurization, breakdowns, and survival at depth. And if this is true, then Endless Ocean will be the central map of the game for a long time. In the end, one thing can be said. Update 34.0 is the moment when Melon Playground began to change. From a simple game for experimentation, it gradually turns into a more thoughtful, large-scale world with atmosphere, secrets, and history. That's why this update has hooked players so much and sparked so many theories. And I personally have a feeling that in a year's time we will remember this update as the starting point from which the biggest and most interesting chapter in the history of the game began. If the developers continue to develop the ocean in this direction, something really grand awaits us, and all the fun is just beginning here.